stuff.
Yeah,
gets shook up a
considering
little bit.
the movie itself, it might stay at 3 and go down. All right, so the movie is called Ava, and it's an action movie starring Jessica Chastain and John Malkovich, Colin Farrell, and Common.
In common,
I think those are the biggest.
they're the
people.
biggest names in here. Yeah.
So it wasn't a bad movie. It's your standard action movie. We're gonna get more into details about what it was, and we talked about this earlier. What is it about this middle-aged white women that now that as soon as they get some shine or they get a little money, they just all of a sudden they want to be action stars.
You know, I guess I don't know if it's that they're trying to step out of what they perceive to be
It's a
their
pattern.
type, or if they just want to like.
It might be like a vanity project where it's like, look, I want to be a badass.
Well,
you know,
and you know what? That's the thing. Is like everybody, once they get big enough, like has to like figure out where they fit in Hollywood. So it's like, I don't want to just be the comedy guy, or I don't want to just be, the best friend.
Because you got actors that once they get some pull and they can do what they want to do, then you'll see. Because a lot of people they just got to do like, I look like this, so this is the only roles I can get.
Yeah, I mean, like
but now I got money and power.
Right.
Now I can just do what I want to do.
And so it's like everyone has that, little like. Let me show what I can really do movie, and it usually flops.
Yeah. Luckily, thank God, we have Netflix. Movies like this are perfect for Netflix.
Exactly.
It's got some decent actors that's got names, but not like big time, but they still got names. And it's a solid action movie, but not great. And this is a movie you can like kick back and watch, and that was cool.
Like,
but if you went out to the movies and paid money, you'll be mad.
This isn't a movie that you're gonna have to rewind and say, "Wait, how did that happen?" It's
Yeah.
not one of those. It's not a head scratcher at all.
Yeah. So let me show you this. I'm gonna show you this trailer, and we'll be back with our review.
Monsieur Hamilton?
You like what you see?
Peter, why would someone not want you to be alive anymore?
What are you talking about?
Code 8227.
Confirmed. Subject's close.
I know you like Ava, but she's a liability.
No, not her. She's best of breed. I recruited her. I trained her.
She's talking to the targets!
Ava,
I'm good. Promise you.
keep your head down, kiddo. Management will be watching on this one.
You did something bad. I wouldn't have sent me if you had. Who was responsible?
Company had nothing to do with it.
You don't believe that, Duke?
You keep breaking protocol.
I asked you to marry me, and then you just disappeared for 8 years.
She's always been Duke's favorite, but she's a loose cannon and a danger to the organization. I want her killed. Tell him tooth or finger, I don't care which.
I warned you. I'm not going to be able to protect you a second time. You need to rescind the kill order.
You know I can't do that. This is business. Lovely morning for it, Ava. Put security around my family on high alert.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Gina Davis. She was the mother,
Yeah.
which she actually did a good job. But she's showing that age.
Yeah.
But you know what? I like the fact that I don't think she did no plastic surgery. I like the fact that she just like letting herself age.
Well, like
You
I
know,
will
like some
say,
people just always try to.
if she did have any plastic surgery, it helps her look like a mom from Boston.
Yeah, if she did, she need to call them back. Be like, I want my money back because she's dead. She look, you know what? And I'm not trying to talk bad about her. She look good for her age.
Yeah.
She just, like some of them. I guess she got to be about what 60 something.
Something like
I
that.
mean 50.
You know what it is? It's that fine line between looking good for your age and looking like you've had work done to look good at your age.
Yeah, yeah. So I don't think she probably did any work, but she looking a little wrinkled, little.
Like they might have even done some makeup work.
Yeah, they could have made her look a little older too.
Yeah.
But anyway, so Ava is starring Jessica Chastain as the badass assassin. It's like
with a heart of gold.
Dude, look.
Is it wrong that I just want a badass who's just a badass? No, I want to be a good guy, and this is the only way I can do it. I just want someone that's just cold.
I'm saying, it's like, if you don't know what kind of job you doing, then stop doing it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I know it's like what they gotta have. They have this little heart that you gotta have a reason to be on their side and follow them. So they gotta have a conscience or whatever.
Yeah.
How about you don't do it then?
Look, I don't know how many of y'all are Hitman fans, and I don't mean the movies. I mean the games.
Yeah.
The only reason he turns on people is because they tried to kill him first. That's the only reason.
Yeah.
He found out something they didn't want him to, so they tried to kill him. He killed them first.
Right.
That's all I need from these movies.
And he's been conditioned to not have emotions or whatever, which you'll need to be, I'm guessing, a murderer. But but this is the thing, so Ava, she's one of the best killers out there, I guess.
Yeah.
And
So
she has this conscience, I guess, because for some reason, before she killed her target, she always asked them what they did wrong.
Yeah.
Like, okay, if that's not going to change anything, what if he said,
like,
I saved children or something? Are you going to not kill them?
But also, like, even that question, it's like at some point you're going to run into an M. Bison. It's like, you talking about Tuesday?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, that give her more reason to do it, but it's just the point that, what are you doing? It's like, where are you going with this? It's like can I save my life if I tell you I saved puppies and children?
But like also, even within the first like interaction where you get her asking this question, the answer is, oh, you don't know. They never do. That's weird. Like,
but the whole thing is, I could have not done anything to anybody. People want people killed for their own reasons. For gain, for personal gain.
Maybe I'm keeping someone from doing something ratchet. You don't know.
Right. I mean, it could be some bull crap. So, you know what I'm saying? I guess that makes her feel like, oh, I'm killing despicable people, so I'm doing a good thing. But just what I'm saying, what you doing is despicable. You know what I'm saying? Because you could be killing innocent people just by makes people richer by getting rid of people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just because they want their position or whatever the position they took in politics or whatever.
Like, and this is kind of the weakness of the genre, right? Like, when your job is contract killer, you don't get to say, but I'm only killing bad people, right?
Exactly.
You get paid to kill people.
Exactly.
You're one of the bad people.
Exactly. You're not a good guy. You do your job and you shut the hell up and you go about your business. That's what you do.
Either keep it business and it don't matter what they did, or be a psychopath and just be in it for the killing.
And that's the thing. You're bad at your job because your job is to just take out the target. Your job is not to ask them about their personal, whatever they did.
Like, you could have killed them 13 minutes ago, but you had to have a whole philosophical debate on what the nature of evil is. And just kill them.
I know. So we're going to get to the main
I feel like a psychopath saying this stuff.
Well, I'm just saying, I mean, that's your job. So
it's your job, lady.
So do your job. Okay. So we're going to get to the crust of this movie, man.
Hold up real quick. Do you think like mercenaries and like contract organizations ever get Karens calling up there?
They get killed.
I want to speak to a matter.
They handle that shit. They handle that shit real quick. Anyway, so she's not too sure about her job. She want to make sure that the people she killed are bad guys. So that is bringing a problem with the boss. And so this is a standard action hit woman movie.
It's kind of an action thriller. It just kind of
Right,
falls
well,
short on the
it's
thriller
got the
side.
standard formula where you got the mentor.
Mhm.
That's their handler. He's like a dad figure. It's not their actual dad, but it's like a dad figure. It's
Closest
always an older gentleman. It's never like some a-hole that just like, oh man, I can't wait till they kill them. It's
Right.
always a dad figure. That's their handler. And they usually handle it like this when it's a female assassin. Because we see how many female assassin movies? It's probably more female assassin movies than it is male.
I mean,
now.
there's a ton of them now.
Yeah, I know. It's starting to be like.
I mean,
really,
we had
y'all
this. We had what was it? What was the one?
You'd be all day naming all that
Hannah.
stuff. Red Sparrow,
Hannah.
Point of No
Salt.
Return, the Atomic Blonde.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm telling you, the list goes on. Haywire. It's
Yeah.
a lot of. It's a whole lot of them. Anyway, so she got the old, which played by John Malkovich. I'm sorry, he's played by John Malkovich, and he's by the numbers,
Yeah.
fishing and stuff, and
Yeah.
doing all the.
and that's the thing. Like, I don't know what it is about these stories. The mentor is almost always either a fisher or a hunter, one of the two.
Yeah, but
he
see,
always has some cabin out in the woods.
I know, I know, and okay, so they do, so they get to her personal life, and which is like, okay, when you do this job, don't you supposed to give up your personal life because you can bring that to your family, and so they go to her personal life,
She
which
did a bad job of
that
that
was.
too.
I was about to say, well, I was saying this was the most uninteresting. I'm like, man, can we stay on the espionage and all that? No, we go to her personal problems, which is boring.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she's got a personal. She got a sister, and she basically, I guess so they borrow from a lot of movies. They borrow from Point of No Return. Where, she was a junkie, bad person, and then she left and got recruited by an agency, and now she's a badass assassin. Point of No Return. I can name all those movies that they borrow from. And so she go back to see her family, whatever. Gina Davis played her mom. She did, like we said, she did a good job. She was funny. She was cool. And I can't remember who played her sister. But Common was her boyfriend. And
Ex-boyfriend, now her sister's husband.
now sister's fiance.
Yeah.
And he made it seem like that it wasn't a problem with that. You see how he was just kind of like,
Look,
oh yeah,
hey,
I'm with your sister.
I mean, you were gone, so
right. It's like he didn't really explain how he could do that.
Like, and I don't want y'all to get too mad at me, but y'all know that's some Boston ass stuff, right? Like this, like
it was bad writing,
dude. Pick an Affleck movie, okay? Like this is straight up like his version of Boston right here.
Well, I'm just saying it was bad writing because it's almost like where he was like when he seen it, it's almost like, oh yeah, I ain't seen you 8 years. I'm with your sister. He didn't even say that. Oh shoot, I ain't seen you in a long time. Wasn't y'all together?
Yeah. Like the way we even find out about that is just like they just toss it out there like it wasn't us. Like, I mean, but you was gone for 8 years, so
yeah, whatever. So anyway, so that's her personal life, and so we got Colin Farrell as your main villain, right?
yeah.
And he make the same villain mistakes. I swear to God, I hate these movies. Cause
Why is it, no matter how competent the hero, if you can call them that is, the villain in these movies who's like on the same wavelength, should know better, is always like, sure, they're badass. Sure.
always make the same mistakes. As you saw on the trailer, oh yeah, she's a problem. And then guys like, oh, don't hurt my asset or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, no problem, man. No problem. As soon as he leave the room. All right, kill him. Don't let him know he. And what about the old man? No, don't hurt him. That's my homeboy.
Yeah. It's like, and this
You
is the
know how
thing.
this is gonna end.
Every single time. It's like, one, like just on some common sense stuff, you can't have it both ways. You know you got to kill one if you're going to kill the other. That's a fact.
I mean, how you just supposed to end? You know what I'm saying? Anyway, so all the cliches, I couldn't pick nothing special out of this movie.
There isn't
that
anything.
I liked. So, like I said, borrowed from a lot of movies. So we got like that movie Haywire with Gina Carano back in 2011, I believe. Damn near the same plot, but that plot, she was like a spy in that movie where, the same plot where her boss turned against her and she came back on him or whatever. That was handled better. The action was handled a lot better in this. Now, Jessica Chastain did an okay job with the action. Some of the fight scenes, I just wasn't too
Yeah.
convinced.
You know what it is? This movie is just a distillation, and I mean that in every sense of the word, of like the action thrillers of the late 2000s, early 2010s.
Yeah,
Like all the
but
same
like
tropes,
go ahead, finish.
all the same tropes, just like put through a spin cycle and poorly done.
Put it in the package. Yeah, and then you got he sent out, it's the same story. He sent out somebody to, kill her. They fail. I'm coming for you, you son of a, same. And I'm thinking like, what is it about this movie that's gonna make me say I want to see this? And they got this subplot where her boy, the ex, is like got a gambling problem or something.
Like, why was that even in this movie?
that? Was so stupid.
Like, if you're gonna like, for one thing, it's there's nothing wrong with having subplots in these movies. It's how you get your character development.
Yeah,
But it's horrible character
yeah,
development.
it was.
He's in big to some loan shark or something.
Oh, whatever. But
Whatever
that
it
whole
was.
scene didn't even
But
play
it's like-
out right.
It didn't play out right. It's not like he was grateful after the fact.
I know. And I hate to say this, man. I told you this earlier, man. Common, I don't think he can act, man. I wanted to say he can't act because I liked him in a lot of some things. He's flat, man.
You know what
flat
it is?
And
He's not good at playing characters. If you want him to do monologues, he's your guy.
well, I mean, he talked like he rapping first
Yeah.
off, and then he's supposed to be like upset, but then he always seemed like he mad anyway. Like I was like,
With that same kick puppy look on his face. Like that's the only face he's got.
I thought he could do better. I was a little
Yeah.
disappointed. Especially when he tried to be emotional and shit. I'm like, I ain't feeling it.
Like there's a point there where like they're supposed to like be like you see it in the trailer where they're making out and they're getting real passionate, and when he breaks it off, it's like a wall of ice.
Yeah.
Like just
Well, I mean, and then I'm thinking like at that point, I'm like, that's messed up. I mean, you gonna do your sister like that now?
Yeah.
It's like, and then that's what set her off. Okay, so we forgot to mention the character's very flawed. So she's a former alcoholic and junkie or whatever, and that's kind of like the plot where when things get bad in her life, she's tempted to go back to the bottle or whatever. But it's like at that point, I didn't care. I was hoping she did do it because I was like, give me something.
well, like because this is my thing. Like they would have been better off making her subplot her alcoholism, right?
Yeah, I mean, that was kind of like
Because
the
it
one
felt
of the
because it felt more genuine than the whole deal with her family and her ex. But also like
I'm cool with the ex thing, but the family thing was like,
Yeah.
what do we need to? What are we doing?
yeah, like they could have cut all that stuff out. Like one, they wouldn't have wasted Gina Davis. You know? Like she's better.
Long
than this
Kiss
movie.
Goodnight. That's another one we forgot
Yeah.
to mention. I don't know if I mentioned.
She's just better than this movie.
Yeah, but she did good for what she was asked to do,
Yeah.
though. So I'm cool with it.
She
but-
earned her paycheck and then some.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, so all the subplots just ended up going nowhere,
Yeah.
and so we might as well just wrap it up because
Yeah.
that's what I was like. Man, I'm ready for this to be over.
There's
Wrap
not
this
a lot
up.
worthwhile. in
Because
this
when they
movie.
closed, they had her go back to the bottle. It was like freaking 10 minutes left. I'm like,
yeah.
wow, it's a bit late
Like,
for that.
It's not, and it doesn't even mean anything in the grand scheme.
It
of
don't.
things.
It doesn't.
Like,
You know what I think it might have helped her? Were taking pain.
yeah.
Like when her last fight, she probably
like-
didn't feel all
But,
the
like,
pain because she was
at
drunk.
the same time, she probably would have won that fight if she wasn't drunk.
Right.
Like,
she put her guys. Yeah, she would have got so effed up.
like you make a big point of pointing out that your character is an addict, and then like you have her fall off the wagon, and it means nothing to
Right.
the movie. Like she falls off the wagon,
And you know what? They didn't give me a good reason for her to do it.
no.
I'm like, well, why are you doing it now? What? This because your boyfriend didn't want to be with you, or is it all because her sister?
Like she realized what a terrible person she was because she.
Oh, the 40 people you killed, you didn't think you was bad, but you was about to take your sister boyfriend that used to be your boyfriend. Now you want to
Well, like-
commit suicide?
Well, like my thing is like
fuck outta here.
I'm feeling like it's not even that she was willing to do it that fucked her up. It was that he said no. Because
Anyway,
if he had said yes, she would have been cool with it.
let's wrap this damn movie up because you get to one it gets to where you always go with these movies, an end fight scene. And then we get this terrible, it was an okay fight scene between Colin Farrell and Chastain. And basically, it got to a point where I'm going to handle it myself. I call all my men off. I'm going to do it myself because I'm a badass. Okay, we already know how this is going to turn out or whatever. But so they had an okay little fight scene in the hotel room, but this cracked me up. So were you I'm going to spoil it because I'm thinking like, where you think it's going to be, oh, well, she just going to shoot him and go walk off or whatever. No, they didn't do that. So this is one of them points where you want them to give you something different, but when they gave you something different, you were like, could you just give me the same old thing?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, the way they ended it, and I ain't even got to give the details, but the way they ended it was like, what the?
Yeah.
Weak. This is
Well,
weak.
It was just a worse, like, I think it was it Salt, like, had a similar ending.
No, Salt actually had a decent ending. I like the ending of Salt.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, done better. Where it's like, where they make it feel like they're cheating you out of the end of the fight, and then they pick it up.
Yeah, but okay. I mean, I get what you're saying.
It's just like, but again, one of the weaknesses of this movie is it's just a worse version of something you've seen before.
Right. That's another one, Salt.
Yeah.
Another female badass movie.
Yeah.
But at least she was, I guess she was trained. But I mean, it just, I'm not even mad at her skills. It's just that a lot of the female badassery sometimes just don't feel warranted because they always kick the shit out of the men. Well, which I don't have a problem with that.
It's the way they do it that's the problem.
Yeah.
Like I mentioned to you earlier, they got Jessica Chastain fighting against Colin Farrell, and from the way it's choreographed, you'd think they were fighting at the same weight. Yeah. Like she's just staying in and throwing hands with Colin Farrell like it ain't nothing. Yeah. She's not accounting for their size difference. She's not, accounting for their weight difference. They're just punching each other.
Yeah, I mean, okay. So it is what it is. she's a badass. But the problem,
I mean, at least she wasn't kicking dudes halfway across the room in this one.
Right. So she's a badass, whatever. I mean, she got wounded, so that was cool. But like I said, the end was like, yeah, this is so dumb. The way they just, did it is, yeah.
The movie ends with you asking yourself the question that you have to ask throughout this entire movie. It's like, why would I care?
Right. It got to a point I just wanted to wrap up, and then they kind of like left it open for a part 2. I was like, no,
they didn't. y'all did not earn a part 2.
No, hell no.
Y'all didn't earn a web short. Okay, like.
No, it's fine. This movie it was a one-timer,
yeah.
And it was cool. Like I said, it's okay for chilling at home, watching Netflix, want to watch a little action movie. That's fine.
This is like the strength of streaming, right? But where it's like all these movies that you would never pay money to watch.
Thank you, and I'm so glad it's around because they would have brought this out to the movie theater.
Oh my god!
10 years ago, this would have been in the movie theater.
Imagine you would dedicate a weekend to watching this movie. Like, hey, we all from work. Why don't we go watch a movie?
No,
and this is it. $11 and change for this.
But seriously though, yeah, it's not it's nothing. You know what? And I'm giving my rating. So this movie was a rinse and repeat of same old that I already seen for these action movies, spy movies, and all the female-led action movies. It had all the same tropes and did not give me anything that I haven't seen before or nothing I didn't expect, And Jessica Chastain, she didn't do a bad job, but she's in the same old crap. So I give this movie a whack. I ain't gonna give it a hot garbage because it was a competently made movie.
Yeah.
But it was the same old. So I give it a whack. What'd you give it?
I want so badly to give this a hot garbage just because, like, I felt a little cheated after watching this movie, but it was competently made. Like, and the worst thing about it is, like, I can't be too mad at anyone's performance other than Common's. Like,
yeah.
Because really, this movie, everyone came in, they did their goddamn job, and they went home. Like
Yeah.
that's pretty much what this was. This was a working class film, So I can't be too mad about it. So you know what? I'm gonna give it a whack.
Did they? Anyway, yeah, that's a good that is a good rating, my friend. So that is our review for Ava. It was not that good. Same old, same old.
I mean, if you ain't doing nothing and you ain't got nothing
Right,
else to watch,
it's
there.
it's worth the just sitting home
You
and
just, you
clicking.
just want something to burn some time before you head out for the day.
Yeah,
Why not?
that's all I would say for that. So that's our review for what's the name of that? Ava.